Hello, Internet. It's Tuesday, June the 9th, 2026, and I'm in my old stomping grounds. I'm out at Oak Lake, Manitoba, not the town. I'll be there in a little bit, but right now I'm at the actual lake. I'm on the north end of the lake. I'm heading west on the gravel road that goes to Cherry Point. It's called Cherry Point Road, of course. There's farmland all around here. As you can see, there's a farm right here on the left. They now have a sign that says video surveillance 24 hours. So I guess they've been having some problems. Not sure what development they've got in here, but it's been years since I've been in here, and I can't believe the number of houses that are in here now. It used to be just like a farm, and now it's a whole little community in here. So where I'm going is the little park area called Cherry Point, where you could go and have your lunch, and you could go in and do a little fishing. And what do we have here? It is it still Cherry Point? Do we have to go up further now? This is a different road for me altogether. Right on the left here immediately, that's where we used to go to the little park, if my memory serves me right. But now I've gone over the hill, which we don't normally do. This is a new road to me. I don't ever remember coming down in here. So we'll see what we have ahead here. Looks like there's another little driveway here. What does this say? Does this say anything in particular? Doesn't look like it's private, but there's a stop sign there. Well, that might be, yeah, that'll be it. That's the picnic area now. And I'll bet this out here is going to be an area where the guys maybe launch a boat, do some fishing. On your right, you can see how marshy it is. And we have a turnaround here. And I don't know how much actually goes on right here. Perhaps some people do some fishing right here, or maybe they launch their boat. But we're not going to venture in any farther than that. Okay, we've turned around in that difficult turnaround area, and we're going back to the little. Oh, there's my fan is started up because the engine's getting nice and hot. So we're just going back to this little driveway here where you can go into the little lunch area. Okay, they call this Cherry Point Educational Nature Trail. Yeah, and this here is the actual original Cherry Point area that I'm familiar with. There was there used to be a gravel road further up around in there, down by, well, to the edge, as far as you can see towards the lake there. And it came up over to the right to the bushes over there, and there was picnic tables up in this area. But now they've got it all fenced off in a different manner now. Interesting. Nice little tables over there. And I guess the trail is over there. Cool. Wave. So now we're entering the actual Oak Lake Beach area, and they call it Oak Island Resort. And to my immediate right, you can see they've got a bit of a marina there, and protects you from the wind of the lake. And there are cottages in here to the right, because I did visit a cottage in here as a kid, teenager, I should say. So we lived in Oak Lake from 1968 is when I moved there with our family. And my brother Paul and my sister Joanne and my other siblings were older and didn't live with us anymore. They were off on their own. But yeah, you can see how beautiful it is in here. It's just solid oak trees everywhere. And there on the left are the seasonal campsites. They're pretty tight. They're pretty close to one another. But a lot of campers do like that. I mean, we did that ourselves, not here, but up at Netley Creek, up at Petersfield, we did that, but we had much larger spaces that we could do our own thing with, because that was a private place. Yeah, we actually camped in here once, many years ago, in a pop-up trailer, and we were actually straight left from where I'm going right now, because I remember we weren't very far from this store, the canteen here. And this is coming up to the water area. On the right is the actual beach and the lake. It looks calm out there right now, but there is quite a bit of wind. Playground area on the left. We did a family reunion at our parents' place in Oak Lake, Manitoba, and we came out here as the family and had a beach day. It was pretty nice. Unfortunately, the lake gets swimmer's itch sometimes, but it was okay when we were there. And we're coming into the cabin area now. A lot of people from Brandon have cabins out here. For them, that would be about a 40-minute drive. It's not too bad. And this road here actually goes back east into the back country of Oak Lake. It turns into a gravel road. I've been on it on a bike as a kid. And to my right is a boat launch. So we're just going to drive through the cabins here. Now, these are, mind you, old cabins, but they're well loved. They're still well maintained. And I've seen on the various Oak Lake groups about people asking for neighborly help to work on stuff out at their beach cottage, and they always find it. It's a little community all to itself, that's for sure. As you can see, there's a lot of vehicles out here already, and this is Tuesday, so a lot of these are long-term residents. And there goes my fan again, making that loud noise, trying to cool down my transmission, or trying to cool down my engine, because I'm not going fast enough to cool it down. Oh, there's a new one under construction on the right. Somebody with a load of gravel to spread. Oh, there's a couple of mansions there. So, yeah, these are newer ones on the right. They're right on the water. Those are the prime ones, right? Yeah, they're pretty nice. They're just like houses. Very nice. And straight out ahead, the road narrows down and follows along almost a berm of land that goes out into the marshy area. And there's a control structure inlet on the end where they help control the water level coming into the lake. We'll take a scoot out there and see what we can see. A sign on the right just said that this is a walleye spawning grounds to the right here. So you can see there's a gentleman there doing some work with some kind of a tool. Looked like an old uh, scythe, I believe they call it. SCITHE. It's for cutting down grain. But you can see the reeds growing out there. I know my dad was not a big proponent of fishing out here at Oak Lake. He kind of snubbed it. He was more of a northern Manitoba guy because prior to Oak Lake, we were in Swan River, which is a few hours northwest of here. And from Swan River, there was a lot of prime fishing lakes to the north and to the south. And as kids, we went to pretty much all of them, whether we wanted to or not. And so did my mother. My mother liked to stay in camp. That was her preferred thing. She wasn't crazy about going into the boat. Why? Because, well, my dad would stay out in the boat for endless hours. He would have a lunch, which was packed by his wife, of course. Maybe kept him well fed so he would stay out there longer and stay out of trouble, hopefully. But I recall several times getting caught in storms out on the lake, the various lakes, and making a run for the shore. And on one occasion, one lake we were at, I think it was Simon House, we had to hit the shore at a moderate speed. I got some real washboard here. Had to hit the shore at a real moderate speed because the waves were coming right over the bow, or the stern, I should say, if I want to be correct. So it looks like the water level is a little bit low right now, judging by how much shoreline is visible down below on the right. And what I'm driving on here is actually considered a bit of a holdback, a dam of sorts that keeps the water in the marshland to the east, which is to my left as we're going south here. Oh, look at the ducks flying along the creek there. It's a natural duck hunting area, that's for sure. It's really beautiful though. On the way from Regina, I left Regina about 8 o'clock this morning and caught up to a bit of a rain cloud, even though I tried to drive slow enough. It was being pushed south by the winds, and I did manage to hold back a little bit, and it got out and away from me to the south, so I got through one, but then another rain cloud, I couldn't avoid it. But on the Goldwing, you really don't get wet if it's not too heavy a rain. It's quite nice. You get some rain on the windshield, and you get some rain dribbling down your helmet a little bit. That falls down on your tank and whatnot, but as soon as the rain is gone, you dry up really quick, so it's not a big deal at all. This little road is a lot longer than I remembered. We used to go out this way on our bikes. But yeah, it sure is a lot longer than I remembered. And I'm on a motorized vehicle as well. So it's pretty much more of the same here. So I'm going to pause for a second here, and then I'll get back to you once I get to the end here. So after what seems like about 5 miles, I'm like at the south end of the lake now, and looks like we have some fishermen up ahead here. And yeah, this is all new road since I've been in here 20 years ago for sure. I don't remember it being anywhere near this long of a road, but I'll ask these guys here what they know about it. And look at that. We have an inlet here. I'll stop and talk to these guys for a bit. Hi. Oh, they're right down low there, eh? What are those? Carp? Are they the bad ones, the invasive ones, or they're okay? Yeah, yeah. I haven't been in here for like 20 years. Did they extend this road all the way into here? Because like I only remember from the campground it being like I don't know a few hundred feet out to the end of the road. Do you remember that? Yeah. But this must have always been here like this though. But it was only accessible really by boat, or was there some kind of a road that came out here? Quad maybe, yeah. I mean, they built this here, so they had to get in here somehow. And they can control the level from here, don't they? I don't know if they can raise that anything here or not, or if that's just considered the level. Boy, that was a never-ending ride coming in here. But what are you catching in here? Jack, yeah. Nothing too big. Yeah. Doesn't matter the way. It's fishing is fishing. It's just getting out in the breeze and throwing that line in the water. So it is a popular fishing spot still. So that's kind of cool. I'm glad I made it out here. So hopefully you heard that story. Okay, get going back again here. Okay, so we just turned around and we're heading back out. Put my visor down because it's really windy. You can see all the work they did building up this kind of a retention road to hold back the waves, I'm sure, from getting rid of some water from the lake, which it's a not a very deep lake. If I recall, it's only like maybe 12 to 14 feet deep. I'll have to look that up to be sure, but that's one of the reasons my dad wouldn't fish here, was because it was just so shallow and a very weedy lake, as you can see out there. You know, our thing was to troll along the shoreline and you get so used to trolling along the beautiful rocky shorelines up north, and then you come down to Oak Lake, which is all in a sandy, gravelly area anyway. And being a low-level lake, I don't know if that makes a difference, but there certainly are a lot of weeds here. Always were, always was. You can see off in the distance how much further we have to go. We go in a sort of a gentle curve all the way back to the resort area, which is way up ahead around the corner to the left, so you can see how far I've come. I'm glad I came in here though. Like I said, it's got to be 20 years or more since I've ever been in here. The nesting geese in here are just phenomenal during that part of the year, which is, I guess, near its end right now. I haven't. Oh yeah, you can see there's lots of little birds flirting around in the marshy area to the right. You'd never get through that area. Never. Not unless you had an airboat. All right, I'm going to pause there and catch you on the next little clip. Here comes a fellow motorcyclist. There's the wave, and there's the wave back. Cheerio.